Now, let's look into the illustration. Okay, right? We are looking into the penal code 415 illustration. All right. Let's look into the illustration A. All right. Are you following me? Illustration A, everyone, you have your penal code with you. A, by falsely pretending to be in the government service, intentionally deceive Z and thus dishonestly induce Z to let him have on credit goods for which he does not mean to pay. Right? A, cheat. Right? If you look into the whole section that I've sent earlier on the first few slides, all right, how does he do the cheating? Right? By action, he is falsely pretending. That is cheating by personification. All right, persona, pretending to be somebody else. Right? But the mens rea over here is he took the loan, he took the good on credit, but never intended to pay. So he cheats. How do we know that he didn't pay? When the time comes, he didn't pay, we know. All right, that he have committed cheating. All right, and let's look at B. All right, maybe next to the A, you have to write the section cheating by persona. Right? Okay, let's look at B. A, by putting a counterfeit mark on an article, intentionally deceive Z into a belief that this article was made by a certain celebrated manufacturer and thus dishonestly induce Z to buy and pay for the article. A, cheats. Right. Okay. You can see that the action, putting a counterfeit mark on an article. All right. Okay. Now, that is A, by putting a counterfeit mark on an article, intentionally deceives Z into a belief that the article was, all right, genuine by a manufacturer and thus dishonestly, all right, induce Z. Right. In your explanation, you need to explain the word putting a counterfeit mark. What is that? What kind of deceive is that? All right. Okay. You have to look at section 415A, fraudulently. All right. Fraudulently act. So the act is putting the counter mark. That the act of cheating. Right. The second one, when he handed it over, all right, Zach believed that the article was true. If without the counterfeit marks, all right, the Z will not be receiving the article, kan? All right, so that is how you need to explain. In exam, if you don't explain, right, instead of simply just you don't explain the right sentence with explanation using the element, then you are not explaining. That's the difference between learning cheating in law and learning cheating in your situation as a forensic student. All right. In law, we are not so much concerned in explaining mens rea and actus reus. All right. Tapi in this situation, you need to your identification, able to identify is the element that you need to. All right. Okay. Explain in exam. So be very careful. All right. Even though you have understood because some of you are in the law or have learned it before, but that is what is required when you explain. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now let's look into C and D. Before that one, does anyone have any questions with illustration A and B? No. All right. Let's look at illustration C. A, by exhibiting to Z a false sample of an article, intentionally deceives Z into believing that the article corresponds with the sample and thereby dishonestly induces Z to buy and pay for the articles. He cheats. A, cheats. All right. How? All right. That the explanation is that somebody need to come in. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Look. In C, illustration C, A, by exhibiting to Z a false sample. All right. Let's say sometimes you have those people, salesperson coming over, knocking on your door. This doesn't happen nowadays, but long ago, when people are selling some goods, all right, when the mall are lesser when there are no Shopee or Lazada, all right, people normally come door to door to sell good. All right. Okay. Let's say I'm selling a set of plates, decorative plates, and I bring one piece. All right, one piece of that plate from one house to another. I showed you the sample. You are attracted by it. All right, you buy it. But when I show you the sample, I told you that you are going to get 6 more plates like that. After you pay me next week, I'll deliver it to you. So you see, by showing my act of showing free sample of articles, making you buy, right, that act, and that act is going to be cheating if I have no intention of delivering, all right, the sample that I have shown you. All right. Okay. So what is in C? What is actually the point that needs to be highlighted? Sample, free sample. So if you sometimes nowadays, and some of you have done this, maybe have bought from this, right? You have a Hari Raya biscuits, all right? They give you a sample, 1 or 2 pieces. You take the sample, you eat it, and then you pay for $36 or $20, and then they deliver you. They deliver, and the taste is not the same, or the look is not the same. Sometimes the sample are so pretty, by the time you receive the actual article or goods, it is so terribly made. All right. In that situation, there is cheating. All right. Okay. Now let's look at D. A, by tendering in payment for an article, a bill on a house with which A keeps no money, and by which A expect that the bill will be dishonored, intentionally deceives Z, and thereby dishonestly induces Z to deliver the article, intending not to pay for it. A, cheats. All right. Let's look at D. A, by tendering in payment for an article. I've highlighted that one, and that is the action. Tendering in payment for an article, a bill on a house with which A keeps no money, and by which A expect that the bill will be dishonored. All right, some people paying someone with a check, but the check bounce, we say, right? You know it better. You are in the accounting world, all right? That giving the check, all right, with the amount that you owe, but with no money in the account, all right, that act is considered as cheating. So when does the cheating happen? All right, the cheating happen only, all right, the cheating happened actually on the day you surrender the check with no money in the account. All right, bukan when it's not when you bring the check to the bank 3 days later. So the date has to be correct, right? Okay, so let's, do you have any questions on illustration C and D? Anyone? Tak ada. Okay, kalau tak ada, let's look into the next one, illustration E and F. A, by pledging as, what was the word? P-L-E-D, pledge, right. A, by pledging as diamonds article which he knows are not diamond, intentionally deceives Z, and thereby dishonestly induces Z to lend money. A, cheats. Right, a lot of people do that. All right, you only did, or sometimes you buy diamond, all right, and then they have this gun that pointed on the stone, and then there will be this marker that tells you that the diamond is genuine. But sometimes they tweak the gun, tester gun, so anything can be a diamond. All right, okay, and if that is happening, right, that person is cheating on you. Yeah, all right, okay. A, all right, okay, in E, what is the action? Is it intentionally deceive, induce? All right, how do you induce? By pledging as diamond article which he knows are not diamond. All right, they dishonestly, all right, induce Z to lend money. Otherwise, Z won't lend money. All right, to retain or to give property. All right, okay. F, A intentionally deceives Z into a belief that A means to repay any money that Z may lend to him and thereby dishonestly induces Z to lend him money. A not intending to repay. A cheats. All right. All the illustration looks the same, but over here, what was it? Mens rea. And A intentionally deceives Z into belief that A means to repay any money that Z lent to him. All right. Okay. Intentionally deceive by saying, for example, all right, my mom, tomorrow is my birthday. Next week is my birthday. My mother is giving me some money like last year. You know, my mother last year gave me several amount of money. So I will pay the money that I loan you today on a day after my birthday, after my mom gives me the money. All right. Knowing certain facts like that, all right, make the other party believes what you promise is going to go through. So, but when it is not, they induce you to do some action over here is to, all right, part away with your money as a loan to him. He has committed cheats. All right. Okay. So the explanation here is pay attention to the word believes. All right. If you say something, if you like, you write some things, sometimes when we want to convince the other of our words, we will give an example. We will then connect with historical situation, certain other dates, the dates that we want to convince that person. All right. Okay. Once that person is convinced, he believes that you are saying what you want to do. That is considered as dishonest cheating. All right. Okay. If he knows the truth, will he get part away with the money? The answer is definitely not. All right. Okay. Let's look into the next one. All right. Okay. We have finished E and F.